Today, I'm going to teach you how I got a woman's vagina to thank me, how I helped a guy give his woman an orgasm for the first time ever, how I helped another dude unleash his woman's super kinky side, and much more. And later in the video, I'm going to go over the 4 key concepts that I taught these guys that allowed them to get these outstanding results so that you can too. So this first testimonial comes from a woman. This comes from Samantha. And Samantha wrote to me and she said, "Me and my vagina both need to thank you for sharing your insane amount of knowledge and experience. On a journey to reignite our sex life, I've been sending your videos to my husband. I never knew if he was actually watching them, but after he came home from work and gave me 3 back-to-back orgasms within a matter of minutes, absolutely unheard of for me, and I'm 30 years old, it was obvious he'd done his homework." So thank you so much, Stirling. You're a gem. I love getting testimonials like that in my inbox. And here's another one. "Hi, Stirling. This is from CJ. I heard about your videos and content from a friend, and I am such a fan. I literally have never been able to orgasm, and ever since I started sending your videos to my boyfriend, every time we have had sex, I've been able to. It's been amazing for him to know and learn things I like without actually having to tell him. It has totally changed our relationship dynamic too. Everyone is happy." Well, look at that, guys. If the guys that I'm teaching this stuff to, the guys who watch this YouTube channel, guys who follow my material, if their women are having such an incredible time, they're going to go out of their way to send me messages like this, you should be paying attention. And in fact, you want to get your hands on a free guide I've put together for you boys. There is a link up here, the little icon in the top left-hand corner, or there's a link in the description down below. Click it and you will get your hands on my free guide, 5 subtle mistakes that men make in the bedroom and how to fix them. Moving on, here is some feedback from the gentleman themselves. This is from Will. "Hi, Stirling. I just want to say, and feel free to use this as a testimonial." I will. Thank you very much. "Your advice in the SDE course really changed the game for me." He's referring to my sexual dominance escalation video course. "I had my girlfriend in what I thought was a good frame already, but after the advice in this video course, she allowed herself to become as feminine, soft, and loving as I'd ever seen her, and our relationship was stronger than ever. Thank you, brother." It's incredible how easy it is to fix a lot of these relationship problems that guys run into, where their woman is nagging and the woman is in their masculine energy, their woman is bitching and complaining about things. It's incredibly easy to fix all that when you approach sex from the right dynamic and you instill the right frames and you give women what they want in the bedroom, which is a dominant masculine presence. Anyway, moving on. This one comes from Alexandra. So this is a bit of a long testimonial. I'm going to try and synopsis it for you guys, basically. "Earlier this summer, he went through a breakup. For a while, things were exciting. After a couple months, things began to feel repetitive. He started experiencing some issues. This led me to take a break from dating for about a month. He reconnected with a girl he met on vacation. They ended up spending 4 days together. This is before he took my material. He knew some basics. He was comfortable with some rough play, but it was mostly routine, which left him feeling unsatisfied. He wasn't particularly into giving oral, and unfortunately, the women he'd been with weren't great at it either. All this contributed to his difficulty staying aroused. Fast forward 2 weeks ago, I decided to give your course a try. I'm now seeing the same girl as a friends with benefits situation, and I can honestly say it's been a game changer. Since taking your course, my erection issues have completely disappeared, and I found myself enjoying sex on a whole new level." So let's go over some key points he's mentioned here. "Thanks to the bonus module, he's actually started to enjoy performing oral sex on his woman. He got comfortable with things that he never thought he'd try before, that are a bit more kinky, shall we say. And he's realized that he's open to more things that he initially thought. More, kinks and fantasies and different sexual things you can do to stimulate that experience for her in the bedroom. And it's thrilling to see her enjoying these things as well. I really do get off by doing whatever I want. I'm genuinely amazed at how much things have changed for me. There's probably more I could say, but I didn't want to make this too long." And then lastly, we've got this testimonial here from Kay. Kay said, "I just want to say thank you. I got your dominance course and just made a few small changes to implement things. And my girlfriend told me last night, no one has ever fucked her like that before. And she is obsessed with the sex now." Her words, not his. "And I just started with the growing my dick stuff, so we aren't even 100% the way there yet." So how did these guys get these results? And what videos were they sending to their boyfriends that allowed them to get the results that they absolutely love? So one of the first things I teach guys in this particular course he's talking about is an understanding of female anatomy and really sexual geometry. Good sex positions are about angles. It's not about doing something fancy for the camera like you might see in adult films. It's more about lining up certain parts of your body with certain parts of her body correctly. More specifically, things like the location of the G-spot with the head of your penis. And certain sex positions are great for this, and others need a bit of a tweak and a bit of adjustment to really get the angles right. And this obviously depends upon the direction your dick curves and the length of your dick and things like this. But once you have a general understanding of female anatomy and where things are positioned, you can then apply sexual geometry to get far better results from the exact same sex positions you were doing before with just a few minor tweaks. And the ladies absolutely love it. The second thing that these guys have learned is about dominance, about manhandling, which communicates, I want to be very, very clear here. It communicates these kind of things, being dominant, manhandling a woman in a bedroom. They communicate the capacity for violence. Emphasis on capacity. Capacity for violence is incredibly arousing and incredibly attractive because it means that you are capable of protecting her. It is deep-seated subconscious psychology we're playing with here. But when a man is able to demonstrate he has the capacity for violence, it elicits submission from a woman in a very primal way. And in the bedroom, this is the way we demonstrate it. Like in the dominant, manhandling, passionate sex, this is how we demonstrate this capacity for violence without actually being violent. And it's how we elicit this more submissive, feminine frame from our women. The third thing that these guys learned about is the link between oxytocin, orgasms, and pair bonding. Now, oxytocin is this brain chemical that gets dumped into our brain from lots of different things. So things like hugging and cuddling, that can produce oxytocin. But also, one of the best ways to dump a ton of oxytocin into your woman's brain is by giving her an orgasm. When you do this, this triggers pair bonding. So pair bonding is basically a scientific term for love. When oxytocin is the pair bonding molecule, and when you give your woman an orgasm, dump a bunch of it into her brain, and she will start to pair bond with you because of it. It's incredibly powerful how much the female, like people used to think that a female orgasm was kind of pointless and superfluous and it didn't really matter. And that's really not the case, because if you have the ability to give a woman an orgasm, you can significantly improve and increase the pair bonding that is going to happen between you and her, or from her to you specifically, which means she's more in love with you, which means she's going to follow your lead more, be more submissive, she's going to be more feminine. All things that are conducive to a happy, loving relationship and a great sex life. And then the next thing that you guys learned about was my dominance progression scale. Kind of a 0 to 100 scale that I built to kind of autism-proof sex for nerdy guys. And the idea is I can take a guy from, let's say 0 on this scale is something that's incredibly vanilla, like basic missionary sex, or even just holding a girl's hand or just kissing a girl, right? This is 0. And we can baby step a guy all the way up to 100 if he wants to go there, where 100 would be, say, you could get involved in the BDSM community as a dom if you wanted to. You could end up diving into that world, right? You don't have to, but you could if you wanted to follow that progression. And the idea is if you want to indulge in, more kinky dominant things, cool. You have to be comfortable with them and you have to learn the correct techniques so you're not going to do, and you're not going to cause any harm. That's the first thing. And then 2, you're going to be executing these different sexual techniques with confidence, with competence, and you'll be doing them correctly so she feels good receiving that particular sex act, whatever that might be, right? A couple of really basic things. It might be how to pull a girl's hair properly. It might be how to erotically choke a girl properly. And if we can baby step you across the spectrum, you'll feel comfortable with where you're at on that spectrum, first of all, because you'll feel competent and confident in what you're doing. But second of all, she's going to feel a lot more comfortable and enjoyable engaging in those sex acts because you are confident in what you're doing. This 0 to 100 scale that I developed is a way for not just you to progress through these different sort of dominant acts, shall we say, but also to progress your woman through them so you're both comfortable with what's going on. If you'd like to learn more, you can get your hands on Sexual Dominance Escalation. It's in the link in the description of this video down below.